What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. 2 weeks ago, we had the Albert Preach versus the Fresh and Fit beef. And it appears now that the remnants of a Tasha K, the lead attorney, fiasco. I wouldn't really call this a beef, but definitely there was a retort from Tasha K, and it emanates from the lead attorney's live stream yesterday. Now, for those of you who know who the lead attorney is, he's a divorce or family lawyer based out of the Atlanta area, and he has been spending a lot more time on the YouTube platform, doing somewhat of a 3 or 4 time stream per week. They do last pretty long. And the stream that we're discussing now is called "Is Tasha K Going to Jail Over R. Kelly? She Exposed Private Federal Information," and he tagged her name. Had at this time, about 60,000 views in 16 hours. Well, what it seems as is Tasha K took umbrage with this stream, and maybe she did a Patreon video that got leaked out to the public. It's now available here on YouTube. But Tasha K, who was a really famous celebrity blogger, before I get into her, she's super talented, very funny, very animated. If you want to call a very stereotypical, kind of like a caricature of what you would see in the urban communities with black women. I don't know if she does that for show or if that's really how she acts. But two of the things that you will really kind of know about Tasha K, one of them is she has some sort of a problem with African American men. I understood that. I don't ever really comment on that, but she's married to an African man, and whenever she gets on one of her rants, she's always putting down black men, and talking about how black men ain't this, they ain't that, and she's so glad she got an African man, even when it's not even like necessary. She'll just throw that in there. So I've noticed that, but it appears that Tasha K has a problem with the educated class. And the reason why I'm saying this is because in her response, she kept saying that she would feel so bad if she went to undergrad, did very well for herself, went to law school, and she was reduced to being a YouTuber, gossiping like the lead attorney. Okay? And not only did she say that, she also hinted at the fact that the lead attorney was a man that was shot down by black women in his earlier years, and he is a quote-unquote Becky whisperer. In other words, the lead attorney has a black fan base, but he won't date none of the black women that are watching him. They have no absolute chance because the lead attorney is too busy dealing with white women. Okay? And she continued on with a lot of these little ghetto theatrics and stuff like that, and ad hominems, and how she repeated ninth grade 3 different times, and yet she still makes more money than him and whatever white woman that he's sleeping with. And I mean, it was all girl banter, right? But here's something that Tasha K leaves out, and that is this: Tasha, what in the does that have to do with what he's talking about? It has nothing to do with what he's talking about. We're not talking about if you make more money than him. That's not the case. We're not talking about the fact that he's reduced to making gossip videos. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the fact that, he is, dealing with white women. That has nothing to do with the fact that it's your ass on these articles. That you're being implicated in getting information from the federal government, from an inside Chicago former prison cell worker or whatever it was, a guard, that you had this illegal information that was put out by you. But since he responded to it, you're mad at him. Really, you should be mad at yourself. And I think there's some kind of belief that people are afraid of Tasha K or something like that. I mean, I think what she does is great, but we're going to just call the truth here. The Tasha K can dish it, don't really seem like she like taking it. I mean, when she's dragging people, it's cool. She dragging Derrick Jackson. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I love that. It's cool, right? She dragged and threatens people and stuff like that all the time. Cardi B, cool. She dragged Brother Polite, and when she's dragging Brother Polite, she started coming from African American men, talking about how much better her African man is than the brothers and how weak we was. Now, this is what she says. And everything, it has to be racially motivated in certain contexts. Like, for the fact that, the white man is writing fake articles about me and, so on and so forth. And he's dealing with a white woman. And it's always a spin doctor argument. The reality is that we're talking about you. The articles is about you. If you wouldn't have done what is alleged, we wouldn't be talking about you. Okay? But let's go ahead on put the hood face on. Okay? And I'm going to call like I see it. That's exactly what it seemed like. Let me put the hood mask on and let me start getting, let me start sailing it up and start acting like I'm ghetto. And start making up some ad hominem arguments because I cannot address what he's talking about. I cannot even deal with what he's talking about. And the man didn't call you out your name. He didn't call you the B word or a thought or anything like that. And I got another video in which I'm gonna give my opinion, and you can say whatever the hell you want to say, because I'm gonna say what I got to say. The reality is, this is the celebrity sector, and you drag people all the time. People have the right to drag me, to drag your ass, to whoever else. And if you don't like it, get out the sector. Simple as that. Okay? And it seems like you can't dish out what he was saying. So you have to resort to all this name calling, all this buffoonery. And to be fair, it's really immature. Somebody at your age and that has your talent, you would think that somebody like you would, well, maybe, maybe not. But you would think that you would just address what he's talking about. His salary, his work, who he dates has nothing to do with what he was talking about. He was only dealing with the case. And I'm going to say it. If it's true, and I'm going to say it in my other video, you are stupid for that. I don't care. You can find out what you ever find out about me. I wouldn't give a to be real. And I'm just going to say it like this. Ain't nobody scared of you. Real talk. Like, you're not above somebody saying something about you because you're Tasha K. If you up, that's what you just did. All right? And all this immature stuff and all these little theatrics and, oh, I got a pimple now. Like what? Like, are you serious? And I'll be honest with you. If this is how you act, and you always talking about black men don't want to do this and black men want to do that, and the way you was acting is like, I'm going to be honest. What guy is signing up for that? If we want to be real. And that's the problem with Black America right now. Unaccountability. Okay? Whenever somebody's addressing what you're saying in the right way, it's always something else. And it's ridiculous. It don't make no goddamn sense. Okay? If you made a mistake, you made a mistake. Deal with it. Move on. End the story. You go on, you still be successful, you still make a lot of money. You'll still be killing it. But, going after the man, calling him all these names, for what? I can see if he was doing that to you, but did he? No. Oh, I got more money than you. I ain't even go to school that you went to. And okay. What is that? It has nothing to do with what he's talking about. But that's the kind of stuff you get in Black America. Especially sometimes dealing and talking to sisters. And maybe she having a bad day or whatever. It all happens. It can happen to me, but you know, like I said, she's still talented. I still like what she do, but at the same time, yeah, if you're wrong, you're wrong. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell, check out the first one from the top, and as you know, the buffoonery remain at an all-time high.